Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream for Friday. It's Friday, the best day of the week, and we have a BGS return. All right, let's see. We're gonna say what? Well, I don't know if the maybe she should be in the title. I was gonna say I don't know if I should create a title just for this, just for the return of that Charizard. What should we say? We should say vintage base set Harry Potter. Well, people weren't going crazy for the base set Harry Potter either. Let's go into Rainbow Tops break. Let's talk about the things people really buy a lot of. Rainbow Tops pack split. It's not a break, it's a pack split. Let's talk about Crimson Invasion. That's selling really fast. Let's talk about Pikachu Gengar break. Super hot. No. Let's just talk about Pikachu Gengar is moving, and Mega Tyranitar is close. All right, there we go. We got this big title now. So there we go. That's the Friday daytime title, and it's pretty accurate. It just talks about what's going on. It's not a funny title. We're gonna hit save on that. 54 months of membership. Do you perhaps any prune? You got any prune juice? Hey, you guys got any prune juice? Let's see. I'm going to close this. I'm going to open this up so I can see your comments more easily. All right, who's here? Jared, Riga Rockstar, Patrick, Anyman, Thomas Land, Isaac Morgan, Greek Lady. Congrats on your move. We haven't moved yet, but we will be moving eventually. Maybe like in 6 months. Who knows? All right, and then we'll see if we hate it. So let's get these tags in here. I'm a little scared I'll miss the big, beautiful lake, but I don't think I'll miss not having anything to do ever. Let's see. We're going to jump up here. Missing out on Pokemon card conventions. Being the last guy to get his cards delivered to him because I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to miss that. We are. Yeah, it's definitely better to be close to an airport if you want to run a rip and ship business. So we've got the tags. We got to put them down here. Here it is. All right, we're going to hit save on that. Anything on the baby update? No real updates until Monday. Here we are. Yeah, Monday she gets a blood test. All right, we'll close this. She will receive a "Are you pregnant?" blood test. Okay, we'll close this. You won't miss that water. Just think about it. That's where the fish poo. Yeah, you're probably right. You know, I didn't even go swimming in the lake even one time this year. And a big part of that is the water's so, like, murky that it's like you really need to shower right afterwards. Well, I don't like walking inside in my clothing, my wet, swim trunks, and, it's just freezing cold to go walking in. And so it's like, and then you drip, like, nasty lake water all over your home. It has a smell, it has kind of like a outdoorsy, mossy smell to it. And so I didn't even swim there once. I swam in the outdoor pool. There's a pool, a public pool you can join, so I swam in that. But I didn't go swimming in the lake because it's like, I don't have a shower. I don't have an outdoor shower. If I had an outdoor shower, that would be a totally different thing. Then I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go shower and then go inside. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's an interesting thing. I've swam in the lake a lot. And it's warm, and it's pretty, like, scenic, and you're in touch with nature. But being in touch with nature means, like, swimming through dead bugs, and the water is brown, and you don't want it to get in your mouth because it tastes terrible, and you don't want to dunk your head underwater because it's so dang dirty. It's going to get all over your face and your hair, and, and then floating stabby things are in the water, and a fish bites you on the leg, and you're like, what the fuck? Because the fish is hungry, so, a lot happens. All right, today's a fun day. We've got a return from BGS. That would be Sarah's Charizard, Mega Charizard. We've been waiting for this to come back for a while. I know Hathim's also waiting for one to come back. Unfortunately, it got a 9.5, which is just not the grade we were looking for. We were looking for a pristine. Am I really surprised? Not really. Beckett's pretty well established as being the hardest company to get a pristine with. So if you ever see a pristine 10 on this table, please take a moment and appreciate it. I really feel like people don't appreciate it when something scores well because they don't grade enough. They don't grade enough cards. We grade them all the time here. TheCardconomist grading, middle man grading, and, you know, just personal grading. I grade so much, and for so long too, 7 years. So I'm super familiar with it. We're going live right now for Friday daytime. I'm super familiar with it. And here's another example of having a really fantastic card, and it still gets a 9.5 because they used a computer to measure it. And it was probably off by like 0.2 or some crazy small number. And they said, all right, well, that's not good enough. And we'll take a look into it in a second here. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm posting links up into Instagram to get people into this live stream from Instagram. Maybe we'll get a person, maybe we'll get 2 people. We also got to do this for Facebook. So we're going to do that in a second for Facebook. All right, we'll go ahead and delete this. Okay, so we're done updating Instagram. Now we're going to update over here. All right. Excuse me. Oh, the comment section is missing. What the hell? There it goes. My second baby is scheduled for next week. I hope the best for you. I hope the best for you too, man. Let me go ahead and delete this. Baby time, huh? There we go. All right. Very good. Cloudy, congratulations, baby, girl or boy. New house, congratulations. Now, we're not in a new house. You're congratulating too soon. Let's see. Wait for us to get into it, then let's do congratulations. Okay, we're going to hit post on this. Yeah, we're not there yet. We haven't made any significant purchases, or, you know, like, we haven't set up for rent or anything like that, you know, so we got to reach that point. All right, I'm still sharing links. All right, there we go. What is this comment? Jeffrey Hernandez says, I'd do a backflip off the Empire State Building and land on a number 2 pencil for that Zard. Jesus. All right, very good. People are crazy. Speaking of crazy, I'm still following that Lindsay Clancy case where she, you know, killed her 3 kids. And the internet's on fire over that story because there's a lot of people come out defending her, and then there's people are like, how could you be defending her? All right, we are on Alex Garcia. He ordered 2 hours ago. That's a pre-order then. And then let's check the website, see if any activity occurred over here. Oh, a couple activities occurred. So we had this 3907 John Bailey order. And then Chris Gonzalez, he ordered a round of shipping. Let me take a look at that. And then we had a Mr. AED tried to place an order, but the order did not go through. It got rejected. It's a guy trying to use a nickname. So he's trying really hard to remain anonymous. Okay, no problem. Maybe he likes his privacy. Let's see. Yeah, that's weird. That's what the Justin K guy wanted to do. I got to think about my policy on that. I feel like I'd be more comfortable doing business with you if I kind of had a sense of who you were. So, you know, pure anonymity, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. Let's see. I feel like a lot of the business we do here is kind of personal. Actually, you know, I may just have to log into PayPal and it'll just tell me. Let's see. Because everything just runs through PayPal anyways. But it might not. Mister, let me buy that Charizard. She's guilty. Houses, babies, and card ripping. Oh my. He's only reading a few messages at a time. Hey, they took our job. He's been a member for 38 months. That's a long time, man. Really appreciate it. Wow. We got a cool little community over here. All right, so this still says blank. Let's see. Let me try this. I'm gonna grab it. Oops. Oh my god, my stupid shipping software. All right, let's grab this and jump down here and plug this in. And then we're going to go over here to the website and grab this. All right. And plug this in. Boom. Oh, let's get rid of this as well. All right. Give me a second here. All right, all right, all right. Closing this. Try this. I like to know who I'm doing business with, that's all. Okay, let's see. We'll jump back over here. So for now, I think I'm going to pause this one. I don't know if I'm going to process it. It just kind of makes me uncomfortable. So that's the pre-order. Is ordered an hour ago. What you ought to do, let me just get to know who you are a little bit. We can still run an anonymous name for you and all that. That's fine. So, but I like to know who you are at least. So if you are Mr. Let's see. Let me see what he wanted me to go by. If you are Mr. What's this? Where's that message he left? Oh my gosh. So annoying the way this works. I got to click on this button to see the message. Here it is. Oops, come on now. So if you are Mr. LD444, do me a favor, just reach out an email and kind of tell me who you are, okay? We'll have like a very brief conversation about who you are, and then I'll still process this. I don't mind, but we got to know who you are, okay? I think anonymity is probably a bad idea. I like to know who I'm doing business with because we're dealing with pretty expensive items here, and so a purely unknown person, probably not a good idea, okay? All right, we'll put this up here. There's two ways we could probably identify you. There's a very intrusive way. You could just show me an ID over email or something, or there's an extremely less intrusive way to identify who you are. You could send me like one PayPal payment from a logged in PayPal account, and then boom, we're done, you know. And then you can go by an anonymous name. I'll do that for people who want anonymous names, okay? If you want if you don't want anyone to know who you are, we could probably work something like that out. We don't normally do that, but we could. But to get started, I at least have to know who you are. So those are my thoughts on that, okay? So the rest of the audience doesn't have to know, but I'm the merchant. I have to know. You are? All right. Now, what are you guys saying? Mister, let me buy that Zard. Now, that is Miss Sarah Zard, and we're going to look it over in a second here. Is Sarah here? I don't know you. I'll email you my PPS proof of who I am. Hey, what's up, Cheese? How's it going, man? Okay, so speaking of which, today's live stream includes a grading return, and we're going to go set that up in our YouTube channel or in our Discord server. So this one will be Sarah Dusenberry's orders back. Looks like we sent it out in May, and now it's back in August. It was supposed to be done in about 1 month, and it came back 3 months later. Excuse me. So this should say at here. Actually, if I knew Sarah Dusenberry's name, isn't it like Strawberry or something? I think it's Strawberry. I might only need to ping her. Let's see, Strawberry. Yes, okay, I got it. Cool. All right, so I'll just ping her. Okay, and then let's go ahead and plug in a link to the stream. I like to do all the things. And then we're just going to do a quick review of that because we're always learning stuff. All right, there you go. So she's been pinged. I didn't have to ping the whole Discord server, just her. And because it's just her one card. Now she paid, I don't remember what she paid. She might have paid like $70 for this. And where did I put the paperwork? Here's the paperwork. I want to show you guys just how expensive it is to truly do the grading, which would have been called like regular service. Now this is the thing, if you go to BGS's website, regular service, or they call it standard actually, it looks really cheap. It is not cheap. And I know I wanted to be able to prove this because I know I've done this for Mr. Hathim, and I've told other people the price of it as well. Well, they give me a little invoice balance here, and I kind of want to show you what that looks like. So here's the invoice, and you can see you're not actually just buying the standard service. You have to buy shipping and insurance. So check this out. So we've got $35 for the standard service, but then $28 for insurance, or $28 for the return shipping, and $15 for the insurance, adds up to $78. Wow. $78, guys. That was the actual price of the grading. That's what I paid for when I ordered the grading, when I did the grading. So the idea that it's $35 is just not true. The other things that it doesn't show you, it doesn't show you taxes, and it also doesn't show you what I paid on my side to send the card out. So I had to mail the card to BGS, and we used nice shipping to do that as well, because we don't want to deal with the lost, stolen, or damaged card either. So the real cost of standard grading is way higher than you think it is. There's that boat. I hope it's not that guy who likes to rev his engine for like 5 hours. So there you go. I wanted to show that invoice off so that you can understand the true cost of grading, much higher. It's part of it is because BGS does their stuff differently. When you buy PSA grading, they bake the declared values baked into the card, so that the service fees. So you don't pay for the declared value later. When you go with BGS, the declared value is added after you choose the service, and it can raise the price of the service by like 15 bucks. But then it's that return shipping. If you're the only one in the order and you're return shipping it, then you're the only one who's going to pay that whole entire return shipping. It's a lot. You don't spread it out across several cards. So, you know, if there were 30 people in that submission, and the return shipping was like 40 bucks, well, then everyone's paying like $1.50. But if it's just you, you're paying $28. So there you go. Dang boat guy. Yeah, that dang boat guy. Dennis says I got a $1,200 upcharge on my PSA order. Well, you know, that means you got a good you got a good grade. Let's see. Are you certified in PSA signature database? Are you saying that PSA would recognize my signature? I would like to. But no, I don't think at this time you could send them my signature and they would, you know, recognize it. So no, I think they told me, I tried many years ago to have that done. And what they told me is that I have to have a Wikipedia page made after me. So I need a Cardconomist Wikipedia page. And then also they said I have to send them like a number of my signatures for them to create sort of like a memory of what my signature is. And then at that point, they would authenticate my signature. So I don't have either of those things going. Now we're ready to look at her grade. So this is the new BGS label. It has a slight tint to it, I notice. No longer seems metallic. It seems more like a sticker. And you flip it around, and it's gotten more complicated on the back. So they're adding some authentication tricks to the sticker there to make it harder for counterfeiters to print Beckett labels. Now it's claiming the centering was a 9. That's pretty harsh, I'd say. Not even a 9.5. They're saying it is a 9. So let's take a look at that bottom centering. Okay. Saying maybe potentially right there, top to bottom. There's top to bottom, by the way. And here we are at the top. Take a look at the top. Okay. Now flip it around. Here's the centering on the back. Centering on the bottom. Maybe a little thicker right there. Just slightly. Just like by a hair, basically. But so this card, not only was it not worthy of a black label, look at it. Do you see this? Not only was this card not worthy of black label, it was also not worthy of even a pristine. And so that, once again, reveals Beckett is the harshest grader, and it's pretty insane. So I don't know what to say about that. What do you guys think about that? They gave it a 9. Centering 9, not even 9.5. Rough. And, you know, that's going to hurt the resale value on it. But Beckett 9.5 should still net you a lot of money. Just not the outcome we were hoping for, I guess. Pretty rough. There we go. All right. If Sarah wishes, I can consign it for her. I can also, if she wishes, she can pay a fee to have me crack it and send it to PSA instead, or save it to send to PSA. You know, you can wait till PSA fully opens. We could do all kinds of things. You could leave it in the holder and then do a crossover to PSA. That's where you don't mess with it, but you pay a pretty hefty fee to have PSA evaluate it while it's in this holder, and they'll take it and decide if it's worthy of a PSA 10. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I guess you can see off centering right there, right? This side's thinner and the top's thicker. They downgraded that by a whole spot. That is so harsh. All right, but so if I was in your shoes, Sarah, I don't know if she's watching right now, but she will eventually watch. If I was in your shoes, I would try to cross-grade this with PSA, whether you crack it or send it the full way. Test it for a PSA 10 first. That's what I would do if I was very patient, okay? So I would go through all that trouble. All right, and then also let me leave a comment down here. We talk about it around 20 minutes. All right, there we go. So she can skip to the part of the stream where we actually look at her card. Back right side is thicker, I think, but that's it. PSA. Hey, mister, what did I end up getting on those 20 poke? Oh, yeah. So did I put it here? Oh, let me make sure I'm not bringing a label onto the table. Ryan Trejo, you ended up pulling Slowpoke and Scolipede. There it is. Yes. So there they are. This was from last night. And then who LD444 is that what we needed to confirm who LD444 is. I need to know who you are. The whole audience doesn't need to know, but I need to know who you are. You got to be a real person, and then we can work together as a, as two people doing business on some potentially very expensive orders. Should it be in returns and not in TCC returns? Did I post it in the wrong one? Oh, I posted in the wrong one. Let me grab it. My bad. Yeah, we'll just shift this whole thing over. Oops. Yes, delete this. And then we'll post it in returns. My bad. Boom. All right. So, okay, so that's Mr. Mr. Ryan Trejo. He's going to make a decision whether he wants to keep these or re-roll these real fast. Can you consign them for me? I can place them both on consignment. Consignment is where anyone is allowed to buy these, and he receives a 75% payout. Okay. So these are now for sale. There we go. And this is Sarah Dusenberry's. I think we can remove it from this plastic sleeve at this point. Okay. So yeah, that was, I showed you guys the invoice to prove how expensive it truly is to grade those. And it is, it's expensive. The invoice said $77. And then of course I got to ship it to them, and I would love to be paid like $5 or $10 for my trouble, but so I'm not even asking a lot. I just want to get paid a little bit for all my time, because it is a little bit of risk. If I was being paid nothing to take on a lot of liability, it wouldn't really make any sense, right? Like, what if the package is stolen and insurance doesn't cover it? Like, what would we do? I guess I would have to tell you, sorry, you're out of luck. But you wouldn't like me. And Sarah Dusen, it would probably hurt my reputation, because people would think, oh, what if he stole it or something like that? You know what I mean? So it's, I take on a lot of risk. I take on a lot of liability to help you guys with your grading. So I like to make a little profit. In case one day maybe I got to do something with that profit. But look at that. Such a great looking card, and it's still got 9.5. Not even a pristine. Rough, man. I think if it had been a 9.5, it would have been a pristine, correct? So if just one of these was 9.5, they would have handed out the pristine 10 to it. And they gave the centering a 9 instead of a 9.5. That's really rough. Yep, Sarah Dusenberry. All right. I feel like I could just take a picture for her, too, in that channel. Let me just take a picture real quick. It's just one card, right? It's not going to ruin the channel. Maybe I could always take a picture of the returns, but I feel like that would take such a long time. Okay, zoom in real fast. All right, still a really beautiful card, and you may wish to test it out with another grading company with easier standards like PSA to try and get a PSA 10 on it. Just goes to show you guys, when you see those black labels, when you see those pristine 10s from BGS, they're pretty meaningful. The toughest grading company by far. All right, so these are up and they're on consignment now. Good deal with that. Let's go over the stuff on the table real fast. Here's a Harry Potter gym break for the base set Harry Potter packs. We just added that to the menu. These are the oldest Harry Potter packs. This is what you want right here. That's the base set. And then here's the pack split for tops. It's more than halfway filled already. I think there's only room for 3 more people in here. Here is the Pikachu Gengar sublist. Run it again. It's at 13 out of 36. It's pretty remarkable. It's moving really fast. Here is the Kanto Badges Lego, and it's got 2 people in it, I think, or maybe just 1 person. Weird. I thought another person bought into this. So I thought this had 2 people. But that's the Lego Kanto Badges, and that's running. Here's the Mega Break for Tyranitar. It's up to 8 out of 12. That's gone really far. And we're probably on a new sublist now, are we? Yeah, new sublist. Yep. So there's the next sublist. You only got 4 more tries to get in there on the sublist, so you're running out of chances. Here's our little Lightning Pikachu, and a little one-piece Shanks back here, too. One-piece Shanks, not moving too much. I think maybe not enough one-piece guys in the channel. Maybe when we start selling the new set of one-piece. I just got a price for the new one-piece set. It was a better price than before, so we're gonna be buying that. I don't understand how Tag is opening up next week with stuff still not graded from months ago. Yeah, I don't either. Maybe they just feel like their backlog is not that bad. But I can tell you, all of a sudden, my slabs are in motion. Yeah, my stuff is in motion right now. I got 1 in slab assembly, 1 in verification, and another 1 in verification. So it's on the move. It is definitely moving, and it feels good. Let me check my CGC queue, because we got 3 big orders with CGC, and it's not working. What? Let's see. So weird. It says we haven't received any submissions from you. That's not true. It's weird. It's like it's broken. I'll look into that later. All right. And then PSA, same deal. It's just been sitting with PSA for forever. Yeah, it has been sitting here forever. Crazy. Well, let's get over to these orders. Alex Garcia, 4 Jujutsu Kaisen, 2 OP14s. Now, when he says 2 OP14s, does he mean English or does he mean Japanese? I don't even know if we have the Japanese version of that. Let me just check. OP14 is $16 for 2. We have no Japanese version of it. Yeah, okay, so just the OP14 English then. And this is what, OP16, so we should have 14 somewhere. Here's OP5. Here it is, OP14. 2 of these, $32. And then Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm happy to see Jujutsu Kaisen moving a little bit. Glad he went deeper on that. What did you say the price was for the Lego Starter Trio Slab Awayable? The trio, what was it, like 525 or something like that? I think I said like 525. And yes, is it slab awayable? And who's asking that? Hunter's Hobbies? I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it's not a big deal if you did that. As long as you paid it off within 6 months. Okay, so, yeah, just keep up with it. All right, so here's 4 of these. This job scrambles my brain sometimes, you know. And then where's this box? You get 1 more pack. You get the little bonus promo. Here you go. Good deal on that. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen, everybody. This is Alex Garcia, and he ordered this 2 hours ago. All right. I'm going to start snipping. And snipping these. And snipping this. All right. And snipping these. There we go. Tossing this over here. What do we got? We've got King and Foxy. There we go. Here's Chaka and Ella Claw. Here's Panda and Sukuna. And we've got Satoru Kasumi. Here's... here we are. Ah, man. Your star card was a trainer. Sukuna's finger. That sucks, man. All right, so that was that box. We got more boxes of Jujutsu Kaisen if you're looking for a big hit. But that box is going to have a star card, and that star card is just a trainer star card. Dang. Just wanted to ask before I send money if I can gym battle the gym break for Tyranitar sublist. No, it's too cheap. It's too cheap. 40 is too low. It's already a gym battle. It's basically a $40 gym battle, so it's already too cheap for that. Here's your bonus card. That's a promo. Good deal getting the question out first. Yeah, so we set a new rule. You guys can start a gym battle on most things, but they all have to be above 40 bucks. By the time things get below 40 bucks, it's too cheap. We are. I can set up a break if I wish under 40, but on your side, you guys can't automatically start one. There you go. All right. That's because we would turn everything into a gym break. It is. Even things that like, I don't want to do a gym break on $2 either. You know, it's too small. That's the idea. That's the reasoning. All right, Mr. Alex Garcia, let's find your bag. Where are we going to find your bag, Alex? Oh, you were in this AL Overflow box. Da-da-da. People have been gobbling up the junk packs. Those have been a top seller over the last day or two. Junk packs for $3.50. We are. All right. I've been thinking about those junk packs, you know. I'm trying to find the right balance for them. Let me do a little math on them. We chose $3.50 for 18 cards. Let's see, 3.5. Oops, that's 30.5. Divided by 18. That's 0.19. And then we used to do this $3 price for 12 of them, which is 0.25. So they're actually cheaper now than they used to be. All right, guys, make the tops go off so I can spend more. You are so dangerous. I want to open $200 pack all the time, but I know odds are I'll just end up poor. You talking about me? I'm dangerous? Maybe I'm dangerous for your wallet. You know, that's the nature of it. You have to accept that it's entertainment. And so here's what I do. Here's what I would do. If you want to entertain yourself with an RNG booster pack, right? That's where you're lucky or unlucky. If you want to do that, sit down, budget yourself a budget, take care of your bills, take care of your girlfriend, take care of whatever your savings, your responsibilities, and then you set aside some money for fun, and then you can do anything with that money. You can go to the movie theaters, you can go out to eat, you can buy a slab directly off of the, eBay or whatever you're going to do. You can do auctions, or you can come here and join a pack battle or a split or whatever you want, but that's your playing around money. Now, you don't use your credit card, you don't borrow money to do RNG, and you don't go beyond your budget. And so that's the correct way to do it, guys. And I'm sure most people probably break some of those rules some of the time, but I wouldn't break those rules too often, okay? All right, so Alex, maybe on a special night you break the rules a little bit. I know I do. Let's see. Some nights I just get whatever I want. But, the way I am, I'll go a long time with buying nothing, and then one night I'll buy something big. So that's what I do. We got a real big thing coming. It costs $19,000, and I'm hoping to sell through it because it's going to help us move. So, it's like spending money to make money. Saul Jimenez, start a sob away on that Gold Star Umbreon. Good choice. Good choice. I'm not surprised by that. So here he is. Ready? All right, guys, make the tops go off. What? I've just been maxing out the Amex. Well, I'm not here to bankrupt anybody. I don't want anyone to be bankrupt or struggling or sweating or anything like that. I'd much rather have a relationship with you guys where you're happy with, playing around with your money, come in here. Let me put it this way. I'm happy with something sustainable, So I don't want to bankrupt anybody, that's all. All right, Saul Jimenez. I'm happy with sustainable. I've done this a real long time, and I've seen people crash out from spending too much. And, it's just, it's like everything in life. You just got to do it with moderation, and that's the best way to do it. And somebody who's desperate to make a lot of money and make it today, they don't care about that. They want you to spend every dollar. I don't need you to spend every dollar. I just want you to have a good time. You just have a good time and say hi next week. All right, let's see what we got over here. So we got, of course, if you really want to spend a lot of money, I can tell you how to do that. Go get all crazy and ambitious. Go get a higher paying job. That's a really good idea. Then you'll be like, my Pokemon card passion inspired me to work more hours and get better pay. You can say it motivated you. All right, so this is August 21, 26, Saul Jimenez. Yeah, you can say your Pokemon card hobby inspired you to work harder. All right. I bet you that's happened with a lot of people. They're going, man, I really want that card. I better pick up some more work. Umbreon Gold Star, it's going to start at $430. And then what'd you send in, 40 bucks? Yes, it did. So $410 remains. All right, there you are. You are listed in our Slab Away system. If my Poke Shuffles don't hit, I can't eat. Yeah. There. I think most people are probably somewhat... What is this music? This sounds... Oh, no, this is still Zelda. Okay, good. I was going to say, that sounded like classical music. Hathim says 7 Abyssai and 2 Jujutsu Kaisens. Now, before we go any further, let me check any other pre-orders, okay? I'm looking for pre-orders. Oh, yes, so there is one pre-order from a new guy. And he wants to go by nickname LD444. So, LD444, I'm going to write your name down here. I don't think he sent me an email. So, he wants that to be his nickname. But I don't know what his real name is, and that's important to me. So, I'm going to write him down as having $106 store credit. And this was going to be for 1 sublist Mega and 2 Gengars sublist. So that's what it was going to be for. There you go. You mean 390 is left? Oh, did I do something wrong? Hold on, what? Are you Mr. Saul right now? So Saul Jimenez sent in 40. $20 is the Slab Away fee. So there's a fee, kind of like a rental fee for renting the, oh my God, this boat, for renting it for 6 months. So 20 divided by 6. So that's like paying $3.33 per month. So you pay like a rental fee of $3.33 a month to be able to pay the card down over 6 months. And then the other $20 gets applied to the card. I'm not sure if you're Mr. Saul Jimenez, but in case you were unsure, there is a little fee involved with using Slab Aways. So it's not 100% free. It's about $3.30 per month to rent it for 6 months. All right, now back to this. I'm going to go email this gentleman. Let me write him a nice email. Wait, which email am I emailing him from? Now, wrong one. Let me use this one. All right. All right, so let me talk to him. I'd love to process your order, and we can use your nickname for all your orders. But I need some way to roughly know who you are. That can stay private between us, and just use the nickname publicly. But the Pokemon card hobby has all kinds of issues like, let's see, with people, let's see, how do I word this? Let's see, can you send me a $1, like, I know I'm being quiet. All right, there we go. Okay, so I wrote him an email. I would like him to stay here and be a customer and all that. I just got to know who he is. I should have given him the PayPal link. Let me go grab the PayPal link. Let's see, here we are. PayPal. Let me respond to him one more time. Okay, give me a second. All right, so let me send this to him. All right, good. Give me the crown, says Ryan. Yeah, how does the crown work? How does that crown work? We got to pick out a new giveaway, too, by the way. The $50 giveaway was finished last night. So Saul Jimenez, we finished his order. And now it's Hathim's turn. 7 Abyss Eye and 2 Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, you're trying to snipe those Jujutsu Kaisens? Let me go get a fresh box. He was after him, man. All right. You had the right idea, Hathim. That box was pretty close to a hit, but he got it first. All right, and besides that, it wasn't really that big of a hit. Okay. Tossing this. Grabbing 2 of these. Moving this off to the side. Hathim's a professional. We are. Set this to the side. Today I got to get some shipping done. Got to do some eBay shipping. Okay, so 7 Abyss Eyes as well. Let's get those Abyss Eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay, squeeze these back in here. Guys, forget about that. Mega Darkrai came out. Remember the Mega Darkrai? Also, Storm Emeralda. That's the new Japanese set. We lowered the price down to $7 per pack. Okay. Snip this. Snip these. Welcome, guys, to the Friday stream. I got to admit, the last couple of streams have been pretty busy. Yeah, they've been really... like heavy amounts of product that's been moved. Oh, this is Code Geass. Oh my lord! All right, let me go grab the correct set. Maybe I'll just give those away. They're for sale, but we'll see. Maybe I'll open them for myself. The Code Geass and the Jujutsu Kaisen sit right next to each other on the shelf, and you have to reach really far to grab them. So I reached for the Jujutsu Kaisen, but I turned my head away as I picked it up, and I grabbed Code Geass. Then I walked into the room. Oh, here, let's leave these on camera. I walked into the room thinking that I grabbed Jujutsu Kaisen. And when I was sitting down opening it, I wasn't really thinking about it anymore at that point. There we go. All right. Let's grab this. Okay. Very nice. All right, we'll set these over here. And let's grab these boost packs. What is this? Here's Lelouch. And an action point. Here, I'll give these to Kara. She likes Code Geass because she's gay. We are. All right. She can have them. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen. Just like the doctor ordered. Step of this. All right. There we go. What do we got? We got Toge Inumaki. Hey, Code Geass is good. It is. All right. Not according to Code Geass card sales. It is. Because those have been sitting, man. They've been gathering dust. They're selling slower than Jujutsu. Jujutsu's got like 2 full boxes left. All right, now the Abyss Eyes. So nothing crazy popping out there. Ooh, it's Zarude. He's a monkey. He said lay louch, like ouch. Oh my God. Here's Whale Lord. Sorry, I don't lay around watching nerdy ass animes. Here's Darkness Energy. Here's a cold one. All right, there we go. That's the Abyss Eye. You do pick up a Zarude. Tossing this. Grabbing these. So you got a couple hollows. Where are we keeping you now, Mr. Thim? Here's your bag. Yeah, yesterday was pretty nuts. Javier sending in quite a few orders, both over the daytime stream and the nighttime stream. He kept us real busy yesterday. So thank you to Mr. Javier on those deep orders. And Hathim did too, and Team Rocket Grunt did, and a bunch of other guys did too. So the last 2 days, busy. Busy. Miss Beatrice with a really big order. I'd like to pay off my slab away, and if it's available still, I'd like to slab away the Graded Generations Charizard slab. Graded Generations. Is that a booster pack? Do you mean the booster? I think she means the booster pack. All right, so let's take a look at your slab away real fast. Miss Beatrice, jumping over here. You have PSA 10 Kingdra. Okay, let's go look for that Kingdra. You have a $390 Kingdra. What could that be? That's got to be the modern one, right? The one with the pretty drawing. Okay. Let's go looking for you. Lexio, Hawk, Tammy, Kadian, Jonathan, Eric, Taihua, Cactuar Queen, Nick, Mark, Joseph, Joshua, Grant, Cody, Beatrice. Yes, that's the one. All right, we're going to go put this into your shipping box because that guy is done, everybody. Okay. Now you've sent $40 to take Generations Charizard. This one right here. That's got to be it. Yes, you may. All right. Don't be mad at me, but I Venmo'd you for the Pikachu 172 PSA 10 break. No problem, man. I'm not mad at you at all. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm happy to take your Venmo orders. We take all Venmo orders. That the last one just, you know, got stuck and it does that. We did discover that we can refund it. So that's pretty cool. We are. But yeah, they probably, you know, if you keep sending, they'll probably freeze it again. It is PSA 10. So this is not a PSA 10. This is PSA 8. Generations Booster Zard. And he starts at $375. And $355. Yeah, actually, you know, did you know Venmo gets used more often than Cash App on this channel? So Venmo is pretty popular. All right, Beatrice, you can look into that and see it's all changed. Let me know if it's hung up again. Here, let's go into... It looks like it went through. Maybe they only test it if you send a certain amount over a short period. You know what I'm saying? Like they go, oh, well, you can't send that much that fast. I'll log into Venmo right now. Looks good to me. It cleared. Wow, so weird. Isn't that weird? So it cleared this time. All right, now, get your name over here. Miss Beatrice. Happy Friday, everyone. You know, I didn't think I could refund those because with PayPal, you can't refund them. And Venmo is a PayPal company. But Venmo allows you to cancel the transaction if it's stuck like that. So it's weird. PayPal doesn't allow that and Venmo does. So they're still different. Maybe PayPal needs to get with the times already. All right, now I shall go put this into the booster pack Cyberway box. We have a box for that. Mister, you got a Raichu XY Evo graded pack to complete my art set? Ah, man, I wish I did. I don't think I do. Let me look, okay? Now, I know I got more Marios, and we got some stacks of slabs right here. Let me get into this, okay? He says he needs a Raichu. You want to see something interesting, Miss Beatrice? Take a look at this. Long time ago, that pack, same pack, $95. So just holding on to this stuff benefits you. You know, it goes up in price over time. It really does. Let's see. Wow, I ought to sell this guy. What do you think that goes for these days? We got a Lost Thunder Sun and Moon set. That's pretty cool. All right, let me put this here. I'm not seeing X and Y so far, but let me keep looking, okay? Here's a cool Plasma Blast one. It's an error. There's an Ancient Origins. That's kind of cool. Well, put these back up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. I know that if I hold the Sun and Moon Lost Thunder set, it's just going to go up. Lugia, Celebi, and Zeraora. In fact, I bet CS-Man would buy this from me. He likes Celebi. So while there is a temptation to sell this, I mean, eventually this is 20 years old, and these are going to be worth crazy amounts of money. And then here's a 9 on the Ancient Origin. I might sell him because you know me, I can afford the 10. So I don't need the 9s. Those are some. This is some pretty good stuff, so I don't know if I'll sell this Lugia for sure, but I might think about it for a minute. How bad do I want to move? That's the question. All right. So, I do plan to just hold on to it. Good job. How long does it take PSA to send your grades after I pay for my submission? A really long time, Dennis. Like half a year. So no, right, you? I didn't see one. I'm afraid I didn't see one. You know, we used to have a bunch of XY packs, and I really did sell through most of them. Read my message, says Ryan. Would you be interested in letting me buy a Topps box? I know you said you had a couple in your collection. Probably not. The ones I held on to are all special ones. Then again, something has to be sacrificed in order to get the move done. And I'm not talking about moving into the rental unit. It has to happen when it's time to actually put a down payment down on the house. Now, that could be a full year later. So if you stick around in our group for a long time, maybe you and I work a deal out down the road. But here's a really important point. Before I start selling the expensive stuff, it might be better to be in Nevada, registered as a Nevadan, or whatever they call themselves, a Las Vegian. You know, because if I'm registered as a person over in that state, now when I sell my big items, I can declare them as no tax state activities. So, you know, I feel like that's important. Yeah. I feel like that's important. I want to stop paying taxes to Missouri before I start liquidating. Like somebody wants that Mudkip, right? Well, I don't have to sell them today. I can sell them after I move into the rental unit. Nathan Gordon. 151 Chinese times 1. Okay, that's going to be over here somewhere. Here it is. Today's going well for me too. Work isn't too crazy today. Ooh, that's always nice. Let's see. Yep, I'm hanging with friends and getting to game. So there's Chinese, 151 Chinese, and slab away the Lego Starter Trio. All right, so I have to remove that from eBay and probably move it to a new location. Or maybe I won't. Maybe it'll just sit there. Armor Rush. No, that's not Armor Rush. That's Charcodet. All right, there you go, Nathan Gordon. All right. It's too bad because that item was getting looked at a lot on eBay. I think it was about to sell. But hey, you know, if you're happy with it, just as long as it's gone. See, that's another item. We don't want to bring it with us. We don't want to have to transfer it. We don't want to have to ship it to ourselves. We don't want to pay someone else to move it. We just want it gone. That's the idea here. We want to become slim, and we got a little time period to do that. Here's what the time period looks like. So the other lake house isn't even available to sell until halfway through September. So that house gets listed halfway through September. The rental unit hasn't sold. Did you need a new bag? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spot. That's what's going wrong. All right, hold on. So you're supposed to be over here. I was looking in the wrong box. Here's a Nathan Norman. Here, let's clean up a little bit over here. So I bought this back out of the box, and this guy needs to be repriced. And this guy needs to be repriced. And there was a gentleman on Instagram asking me about this card, which it turned out I do have it. I'll put this away. Ooh, I need a spot for this, huh? Okay. Oh, we're still giving away this guy. I forgot about that. Okay, cool. That's right. That got interrupted. Okay, so let me set these down to my left. Okay. And now Nathan Gordon. There's my little brush. Aha, here you are. Good. Have those slabs resting on top of those baggies. Mr. Wrong Pack. Did we really? He said 151 Chinese, right? What did I open? Set that there. Oh, I opened Terastal Festival Chinese. Oh, you know, hold on, let me think about it. Oh, I completely thought of it wrong. You want this guy. Here it is. Well, I'll take this back. Here, I'll tell you what we do with this. You ready? So we'll take this. And let's go into the live customs. My bad, dude. We'll get you the right pack. So look, we'll put this in here. So I'll give these away real fast. That's a hit. So that's going into the box like that. And here's this guy. So we'll add these in with this guy. And then we'll do this as well. All right. That's just a, okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and give these away. All right. That's in the live customs now. Little bonus cards in the live customs. You wanted this. You know, he called it 151, and my brain thought of the Terra festivals. Here we are. And that's Terra. We spammed it like no other. Yeah, spamming doesn't always work. It only works if I look at the iPad. If I don't look at the iPad, I don't see it. All right, so this is 151 surprise. Let's go ahead and snip it open. Here you go, Nathan. No problem. All right. There's a lot of stuff on the menu. There's like 150 items, 151 items on the menu. So it's, here it is. There we go. We corrected it. We got Jolteon. That was kind of my bad. I wasn't that descriptive. Yeah, I don't know why my brain went to Terra Festival. It is, but it definitely did. It's almost like my brain categorized it like that popular card set and then said, oh yeah, that one. Here it goes. Because 151 is such a familiar name at this point. There we go. You need a dedicated monitor for chat? I do. It's this iPad. But I don't look at it all the time. So you can spam like till the cows come home, but it doesn't matter until I look up at the actual chat. Here we are. All right. One slab away on the Lego Starter Trio. Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and open up that slab away for you. All right, Mr. Nathan. He just needs to see it more often. Now, look at this. It says consigned Sylveon. Did you finish that one? I bet you did. Nathan Gordon, consigned Sylveon. We're going to say August. Oops. 21, 26. Nathan Gordon. And we're going to say Lego Starters Trio. And we agreed to 525. That's what it was. Okay, 525. And then you sent, how much did you send for it? $40. So it goes down to 505. 505 remains on the Lego Trio. Now we need one more step. We got to remove it from eBay. Ow, my back. Okay, let's see. We're logging in. We're going to go look for Lego. This had 2 watchers. I'm going to go ahead and end it. End listing. And done. There we go. All right, so that's off the market now, so no trouble with that. Let's see. I have a big monitor to my right, just off the desk, and I see everything since it moves fast and catches my attention. Yeah, this one's more all the way off to my right side, and so it's not in my field of vision, so it's not even in my peripheral. and it's just the design we have going right now. So like if you look, here's the actual iPad, right? And then here's where the front is. So you can see, I would have to turn my head to see it. But it kind of has to be that way because we need to be able to access all these boxes right here. So if you put the iPad here, every single time I need to access these critical boxes, I would have to move the whole system. So, you know, the setup doesn't really occur by accident. It's just how it is. Maybe one day we can improve it somehow, but, you know, it's never going to be like perfect. Like you could say part of the problem was just that he said 151 and my brain didn't say 151 surprised. It said, why did my brain say Terastal Festival? You know, I'm not a calculator. I'm not a robot, so I make mistakes. I'm no different than the guy who works at, let's say, like McDonald's, and you order, you know, like a McCheesy Mac with no onions on it, and then I put onions on it. So it's, you know, it's the same thing, but it's just how it is. Humans are going to make mistakes like that. It's because our brains work intuitively rather than like strictly logically. All right, next up, we've got a couple orders actually, so let's keep up. Here's Zachary Bow. He says, 1 spot in the number 172 break. You got it, man. Good choice. I like that you bought the whole spot outright. I've been telling people to do that because the sub list is so tricky. All right. The good thing about a move is that you get to redesign your setup. I usually don't mess with that. So most likely what'll happen is I'll use the exact same setup. And the energy will be focused more on getting into the new house. So we'll probably use the same table, the same boxes, you know what I'm saying? And whew, it's going to be a huge pain in the butt moving all this stuff now that we're talking about it. It's going to be tough, guys. Maybe one thing I'll do as we approach the move date, because eventually there will be a move date. Maybe one of the things I'll do is start requiring as many people to ship as possible. Try to get some of this stuff out of here. But that's not today. Again, that's like maybe in 6 months, everyone. So we're not that close. Let's go grab the rare candy. We're talking about it a lot because it's going to be a lot of work to get it all done. I mean, just getting over there, it's a 24-hour drive. It's a big drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 14 deep. Let's see. We'll set this over here. Oh, okay. And we'll say number 14. There you go. Good. Here's one we can do real fast. Is Andy Valdez, $50 toward his slab away. Let me take care of that for you. Andy Valdez. Here it is. You've got the Tag 10 Mewtwo going down to $50 remaining. You're close. Is the rest of the box of Terra up for grabs? Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's a full box. It might be more like 7 packs or something like that. I don't know how many packs are actually in there. Let me check the website real fast. All right, no new orders on the website. I really like the service that this guy's order, LD444. Maybe I should anyways, you know. But I just need to know who he is first. So you can't be purely anonymous when ordering with us. I at least have to know who you are. The audience doesn't have to know. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Let me get that Tyranitar sublist and Pikachu spot. Pikachu? What do you guys think? Is it Gengar Chew or Pikachu? I think it's Pikachu because it's actually a Pikachu card, isn't it? Team Rocket Grunt. Here you go. That's the next round of the sublist for Mega Tyranitar. Only 4 of these left. That means if you're buying 1 spot on each list, you have 4 shots to get yourself into that Tyranitar, and then it's over. Still some time to get into this guy at least. But this guy's filling up fast too. He's almost halfway there. Team Rocket Grunt. What is that? Oh, that's marker. If someone doesn't pay off their slab away, do they get a refund of the money they put into it? Generally, yes. But you have to reach out and request the refund. Okay, so, let's say you got this slab. You put 40 bucks down on it or something like that. And then you put another 20 bucks. So the original $40 down will include the slab away fee. That's not refundable. And when a slab is canceled or abandoned, there's a $20 cancellation fee. So that whole $40 disappears. So it's sort of like the library. If you rent a book from the library and you never return it, you're going to lose some money. Except we start out with the deposit, so you definitely pay it. Because even with the library, you can be like, well, I'm just never going to go back to that library. And I'm going to keep the book. But let's say you already put $20 down additionally on it. So you did a $20 payment. You need to come back to me and say, I canceled my slab away or I abandoned it. I'd like my refund. And so then we'll work out your refund. And the refund is a calculation. if the slab went down in price, we subtract that from what you're owed before you're paid out. So let's say you started with a $1,000 slab and you put $20 on it, but it fell in value to like $800. And that was why you abandoned it, because you're like, I don't want to pay down a slab that's gone down to $800. So you abandoned it because it went down over time. Well, we subtract the $200 difference before you're paid out. And we do that so that people don't just use slab away to speculate on the market. Because if the slab goes up in price, you get to keep all that. But if it falls and, you know, like if it goes up in price, you get to pay it off and keep it at the original old price. But if it goes down in price, you know, you'll try to pass that off onto me. Oh, that one went down. I don't want that one. So we do it that way. So if you're putting money down onto the slab and then the slab shifts downward and you decide, oh, well, I don't want it. I got it cheaper because it went down in price. Well, you know, it wasn't that cheap when we chose the price originally. So slab away does become sort of like a speculative market. And we punish you if you decide to abandon a slab because you found that it went down over time or something like that. Now, the last 2 years, that hasn't been a problem at all. I mean, all the slabs have gone up. Literally all of them have gone up. But eventually that will go away. Pokemon market will even out. All these big companies buying up all the slabs for their mystery packs, they will run out of money. You know, they'll be like, all right, we don't need any more. They'll have a full inventory. So eventually the slab market will even out, and you'll see it. You'll put a card in a slab away for 400, and then a month later it's 350. And you'll be like, oh, well, now I don't want it. It's 350. I'll go buy that one off eBay. It's like, well, you can cancel with me, but I'm not going to buy it back from you at the old price. I'm going to buy it back from you at 350 now because, you know, I'm not going to become a way for you to test the market. All right. Because if the slab had gone up to 450, right? Let's say the slab had gone up by 50 bucks. I don't get to then charge you 450. See what I'm saying? So if without that rule, it becomes very easy to speculate in the slab away system. You win if it goes up. If it goes down, Cardconomist loses. Not me. All right, Team Rocket Grunt, 1 spot in the Tyranitar sublist, 1 Pikachu spot. That's fulfilled. Let's see what's next. Them says he'll try another 5 Abyssai. Yeah, so we had to create a rule like that because we were getting killed, man. We were getting hit with people who were doing exactly that. If the slab went up, they win, and they keep it. If it goes down, that's your slab. You keep it, Cardconomist. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was getting us a lot. We learned that in like the first year, basically. Maybe by the second year, we created the rule. There we go. Because there were people who would finish paying off the slab if it went up. But if it went down, they'd be like, forget about it. The rules were pretty sweet for the consumer at the very beginning. Let's put it that way. It was pretty abusable. All right, we've got Spiritomb. Here's Zeraora. Here's, ooh, Rampardos, I think, right? All right, hitting that SR. Very nice. Tops pack, how many spots left? I think it's 3 spots left on the next Tops pack, okay? Tops pack, guys, probably about 3 spots. Very popular rainbow tops with decent peeling. Not all of them get a decent peel, but some of them have. Like the last one peeled almost perfectly. But unfortunately, it had a problem on its edge. All right, that's for Hathim. Da-da-da. Thank you, Hathim. We're still looking for a reverse holo Pikachu in those Crimson Invasion packs, everybody. Crimson Invasion jumping in price pretty fast. Ours hasn't changed yet, but it will eventually. Look at this. Crimson Invasion. Have you guys thought about opening this? Chance for reverse holo Gengar, which we haven't pulled that either, by the way. Chance for reverse holo Gengar, reverse holo Melodic, reverse holo Pikachu, reverse holo Cubone, reverse holo Jigglypuff. Those are all in this set. Reverse holo Magikarp. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. 1 live, ship consignment slabs in the table, not my bag. Have Gengar Tops 9, Bulbasaur 10, Ekans PSA 10. I also have a Sandshrew slab that I won in the Poke Shuffles, didn't receive in my last shipment. I had asked you to place it into consignment. Ad is blah, 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 blah. All right, let's work on that. So it sounds like you want to ship your slabs. Is that right? Including the consigned slabs. All right, put that back down there. 1 live custom for Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Today is a shipping day. Miss Alexis should be in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, there we go. Oh, Terrakion. Good. 1 Terrakion poker card. Well, at least you get a poker card. And it's a very good condition one. It's mint condition. All right, there we go. Now, he says shipped by consignment, including the ones on the table. Let's read the list again. He has a Gengar, a Bulbasaur, an Ekans, and a Sandshrew. All right, let's take a look. And look at that, the birds. We got the best price on the birds trio, by the way. Better than anyone on eBay. That's Ryan. Ryan's got a couple consigned cards now. Let's see. Ah, there's the Bulbasaur. That's the Ekans. Solid cards, by the way. Look at this, guys. He had these for consignment. In other words, for sale, and he gets paid out. Vintage Ekans Fossil and Vintage Bulbasaur from Topps. Okay, and let's grab this. Mr. Mime. I like that Mr. Mime. This is Muck. Who owns the Muck? I don't know who owns that Muck. Oh, no one owns the Muck. It's eBay. That's not a C, that's an E. Okay. All right, so we'll take these 2 down, pass them around. Let's grab the rest. So he's got probably some more in here if I had to guess. Ah, there's that Gengar. It made it into this box. That Gengar's pretty sweet. I actually thought that one might have sold. Let's see, Gengar. Put these here. Oops. Ugh. So this one's kind of nice. Who has that? Tyler Lond? I might have to buy that from him. Albert Austin. Tyler Land again. He's got this Meowth. Sean Gallagher, huh? Set that there. Okay. He said one more. He said there was a Spearow, huh? But I don't see the Spearow. Did I miss it? Oh, maybe it's in the expensive slab box. I didn't think of that. I bet it is. I bet it's in the pricey slab box. These slabs get around. It's hard to keep up with them sometimes. All right, we're doing a shipping round here, guys. Topps packs. How many spots you got left? Already read that. Okay, and we'll pop these down here. Good. Now, I bet you that this guy went into the pricey slabs box, even though he's not my card, he's your card. That's an eBay one. Let me pull this out. Or did he? The top Spearow would have been like 400. Maybe he didn't go in here. He could have gone into the S box. That would be this Z box over here. Looking around for him real fast, okay? He's somewhere. Couldn't have gotten far. He doesn't have legs. Zagok, Tatooine, Tingle, Simba. I didn't see him. Man, we got too many slabs, guys. I guess he could have been missorted into here. You guys didn't see him go by. I bet if you did, you would have said something. Ugh. Maybe he was in the consignment channel and I actually did it too fast. Actually, I know there's another way to sort this out. Let's just go see if we took his picture somewhere. So I'm going to check the website to see if we took his picture. What do you mean? Spearow literally has 2 legs. It was a Sandshrew, not a Spearow. Oh, okay. Oh, Javier had that Spearow. Why did I think that one was yours? Right, you were looking for a Sandshrew. So we didn't see another Sandshrew. And tell me a little bit about this Sandshrew. Was he really expensive? I don't remember him. Was he a poker Sandshrew? Let's see. Let's check under all consignment. I'm going to delete this Gengar now because he's gone. Excuse me. So let's see. Those Uyama Pikachus are gone too, actually. Yeah, we're ready to reset the consign channels because they're pretty outdated. No, he was $50 or $30. I didn't run into him. He could be downstairs. You know, if he is, that'd be perfect. But you're saying he didn't arrive last time. It is. Hopefully we didn't make like a quick deal and we both forgot about it or anything like that, because I can't remember all the deals I make. It is. Lately, we've been trying to write down every time something sells so that we have a receipt for it. So that, but I don't know how old of a card that one is. All right, so let me put this up here. I don't think did we run into a Sandshrew? I don't think we ran into one. Let me check one more time. I'm going to check one more time, guys, because I don't want to, I know it's going to slow the stream down, but I don't want to miss his Sandshrew if he already was waiting for it. He missed it last time. Okay, that's a Venusaur. Some good poker cards in there, by the way. Really good ones. All right. No. All right, so no Sandshrew. I heard earlier that junk packs are now $3. No, they're $3.50. $3.50. And I'm tempted to change that to $4 because I did an analysis on their original price. They were originally 19 cents per card in the past. Now they're, oh no, I said that backwards. They were originally 25 cents per card in the past. Now they're just 19 cents. So they've actually gotten fatter and less expensive over time. Maybe I just need to adjust how they're assembled. It would have the same effect. Oh God, inflation even hit the junk packs. So with the junk packs, we had a problem where people would order them like 10 at a time because they're that popular. And the problem with ordering 10 of these at a time is that's like this much product and it's actually really heavy. So it's not inflation. It's more like I realized I was losing money on them with shipping. Because you add that to your outgoing shipment and now your shipment weighs like over 2 pounds or something like that. You know what I mean? All right. So I didn't see any other Sandshrews. Let's get that label made now. We can't hold up the stream any longer. It's been a while. Here we are. We're going to lower the weight of this. All right, let's see. Face Eater. I remember I was buying them at $5, says Femslayer. The junk packs? You might be thinking of something else. Maybe you're thinking of like PokeBruhs or something like that. Did you know we used to have a product called PokeBruhs? And you must be remembering something else because they started at $3 and they eventually one day went up to $3.50. Face Eater is such a sweet baby. He wouldn't hurt a fly. What? All right, let me hit print. You're talking about Pitbulls? Oh, Lord. I wonder how many people who were originally in our group and they're like big Pitbull lovers, and then we talked about Pitbulls and they said, all right, I'm out of here. Or something like that. There you go. What's your consignment fee? Currently, the consignment fee is 25%. There we go. All right. So your label's created. I pulled 3 consignment slabs for you. I didn't see Sandslash. Could be downstairs. Okay. Juan Gonzalez says he wants a spot on the Gengar here. Here you go, Juan Gonzalez. There we go. Oops. That was me looking at the comment section while I was trying to pick up the card. Oops. Doobie-doobie-doo. I've heard this song too many times. We have an order from Kayla Taylor. 5 gift Poke Shuffles. 1 to Alex, 1 to NHCC, 1 to Shahir, 1 to Beatrice, 1 to Muso. Good luck, everybody. Whew. All right, so this is a $25 gift from Miss Kayla Taylor to people in the stream who she has named. Are you ready? Kayla. For me? What's happening to me? I'm changing names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's from Kayla Taylor. Number 1 is Alex. Cold. Number 2 is NHCC. Cold. Number 3 is Shahir. Cold. Number 4 is Beatrice. Cold. And number 5 is Musubat, who isn't here at the moment. Cold. No! All right, very generous. I need like some way for them to know you gave them away. Let's see. You gotta get that social credit, you know? Like if you're giving stuff away, you gotta get some social credit. Kayla, Taylor, 25. This guy went nuts. Ki-Hyun Ro, that guy is giving away over $600 because I know I didn't record every one of his giveaways. So that makes me almost uncomfortable, actually, as a host. It's like too much. I have 30 slabs now, says Magician Hobby. Okay, I'm going to be sending you some big slabs. I have a Chihuahua Pitbull mix. Lol, one of them looks like a little baby Pitbull, but he's already 4 years old. So he's kind of small for his breed. Here's Alex Garcia, 4 more Jujutsu Kaisen, 2 more OP14s. All right, let's grab those OP14s. Miss Kayla Taylor doing some nice stuff. Alex was here. He knew you did it. All right, so there's those 2, and then the Jujutsus. Jujutsus. 2, 3, 4. Okay, the 4 of these. Meow, meow, meow. Oops. Meow, 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 meow. Ban the pits. I think they actually did just recently in the UK. They had like a law go into place. It made it illegal to have like bully breeds or something like that, or XL bully. I think that's what it was called. And this law went into effect after a man died to a pit bull in the UK while defending his mother, his elderly mother, from the pit bull. And then after that occurred, people were like, yeah, that's going to be banned. And it was kind of a conversation for a little while. But you know, it's funny because most places have already banned the pit bull breed for the exact same reason. Somebody got bit to death, and then they go, okay, well, we got to ban it. And so it's kind of funny the way it works. It's like you get to keep one until somebody lets one free and it kills somebody. And then after somebody, like some kid gets mauled to death by a dog, and then after the kid's been mangled to pieces, then they go, okay, well, maybe people shouldn't be allowed to have one. Not until someone gets mangled first, though. So someone has to be mangled first. So they keep banning the exact same dog breed. Gets banned in Germany, gets banned in Italy, gets banned in the UK, gets banned in several places in the United States. And then, you know, you just kind of wait and see who's going to be the next person who gets mangled before this thing gets banned. So it's always some kid or some old person gets shredded to pieces, and they just get torn up by dog teeth and bleeding out, and their guts are out or whatever, their face gets chewed off. And then they go, yeah, maybe we'll ban this one. Like, oh, that would have been convenient like a day ago. It is Satoru Gojo and Megumi. There it is. There are statistics that say there's more Dalmatian attacks than pit bulls. Yeah, I've heard that same. I heard the same thing. Like, I heard that there's more Chihuahua attacks than pit bull attacks. Here we go, Mr. Alex. All right, Mr. Alex. It's an interesting line of thinking, right? Like, for example, there's more. I've been scratched by more cats than lions, but you can own a cat, but you can't own a lion. So that's probably the logic there. It's what if I had to guess, because if everyone owned a lion, some people are going to go missing. If everyone owns a cat, you get scratched by a cat, and you're like, ouch, stupid cat. Thank you, Mr. Alex. So it probably has something to do with the bite strength, or like, I don't know, the how many times people get bit by it or something. I don't know. Size of the dog. Let's see. Javier, one live custom. Ready? I think it's simple. I think there should just be like a pit bull license. And so you can still have one, but you should, kind of like a gun license, right? You get like a gun license. You can have a pit bull, but you can't be like a homeless guy with a pit bull with no leash. Or like a guy who's barely making it, your house is coming to pieces, and you're like, well, my favorite dog breed is pit bulls because I'm angry at people, or something like that. You know what I mean? So because those are probably the ones that go off and bite somebody. They get like this irresponsible owner, and he's not all there or something, or she's not all there, whether it's a guy or a girl. But I don't know. I don't know if that would satisfy people's dog racism. Here you go, Javier. That's racist against dogs. The pit bulls only bite because of socioeconomic factors. Here we are. Ban all deadly dogs. I own Pitbull. You know spiel bad, but about Pitbull, my birthday hurt. No one be free. What? Hey, what's up, Mr. Anthony? Don't forget Rottweiler. Yeah, I think Rottweiler's high up there on the mangled to pieces bite list. It's interesting. I think if a dog is really big and can, you know, eat a child or something like that, maybe it should just be a dog license thing. You just, okay, well, you can have it, but you're going to take a little dog license and you're going to prove that you can take care of the dog, basically. You know, if we have a couple rules, like you got to have the dog, you know, properly trained. And like, you know, you bring your dog in, you demonstrate that the dog is trained, and that's it. Well, then I think it's probably good enough. We are. Yeah, usually when you hear about like pit bull bites or something like that, like they maul the kid, it's always somebody who didn't have adequate like fencing or ways to stop the dog from getting out, because the dog gets out and that's when it goes and it attacks somebody. So that alone could probably drastically reduce dog bites if you had to get a license, and part of the licensing was somebody comes and checks your fence and says, okay, yeah, you got a fence, you can have one. You know, something like that. You got a fence, you can have one. Or like, you know, they check on your, you know, they make sure you have a job and you're not falling to pieces. Something like that. All right. Just some signs that you're responsible too. Here's David Morris. He says, 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. If you're a guy with no job, you get a Chihuahua. Yeah, if you're a guy with no job and you're falling to pieces and, you know, you're doing the Fenny Fold or something like that, don't give that guy a pit bull. I mean, the dog's not going to live a good life anyways. But you see stuff like that, you know, you see in I know this because it's almost like a stereotype in North St. Louis and East Side St. Louis, which is on the Chicago side. When you cross the bridge, you get a bad neighborhood and you're like, well, I got a big scary dog. And it's like, yeah, but then your dog goes and bites somebody and you're liable for that. And they're going to put the dog down. All right, so let's see. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Let's grab it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Chihuahuas are annoying as F. We are. I don't know. There was that dog that kept saying Yo quiero Taco Bell. I like that one. All right, you ready? Yet pet owners can be a nuisance. I'm probably the perfect person to talk about this, because the last 2 homes I owned, everyone was super irresponsible with their pets, and they're like super huge nuisances. Like, their dogs just come into my yard and just crap in my yard where I go walking over and over, and then I just don't go walking in my yard anymore. It's like there's too much dog poop, deer poop, ticks. I don't get to walk in my yard. I own a beautiful yard, but I don't ever walk in it. Too risky. It is. Too much dog poop in it. I don't own a dog. What the hell? I don't own a dog. Neighbor's like, he's got a yard. Go. I don't want you to poop in mine. Go poop in his. There you go. Yeah, it's been a really big problem out here. Insufferable. The slice that's satisfied. Hey, we had some pizza last night, guys. There was a Domino's special. It was buy one get one, so we got 2 medium pizzas. It was pretty gross. Mister, that was a collector booster order. Oh man, I'm just not getting these orders tonight. All right, so let's see. We got a nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pack for me. This is mine now. He wanted the collector booster. You got it, man. How's this guy looking? I guess I'll just pack him up, send him out to grade. All right. Go poop in their yard. Yeah, I'm going to go poop in their yard. I'm going to send this Michelangelo out to grade. He's cool, man. Where should I grade him? I think I'd grade him with... I know he's not going to get a 10 with tag, but I'm tempted to do tag anyways because I like the way he's going to look in the tag holder. CGC, see, I don't like the way CGC looks unless you're going to get pristine 10. You got to get pristine 10 with the CGC. So that, I feel like that really limits what you send them. Now, PSA is best value, but they're closed. And then you could choose like SGC. I mean, SGC doesn't look bad. Yeah, maybe it'll be SGC. S or T. So that could be an SGC grade. You know, for a square cut vintage card, I think SGC makes a lot of sense. You got all these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. You know, I usually just give these away. Maybe some of these ought to be freaking like graded. I mean, if these were graded 10, they might actually be worth something, you know? Think about it. Look, they look great. They are vintage. Not if you pay $17,000 to grade 1 card. Mister, could you pre-grade my card? Sent money last night. Ooh, You sent some pre-grade money. I thought we did. Didn't we grade it? What was the card? Can you remind me what the card was, Mr. Chris? Remind me what the card was. All right, let's grab this. Okay, here's the long journey. All right, here's his best foot forward. Here's Underground Heroes. Here's Humanoid Turtles. Do you guys like this? This is vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And these packs, these vintage turtle packs are really not that expensive relative to how many gradable cards you get. You get the whole pack. It's all gradable. Look how nice these are. It's really old. It's vintage, right? So they're not printing any more of this. Topps vintage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you get a box topper that's always a really special, you know, kind of cool looking card. So you get all these. Maybe I've been underestimating these, you know. Maybe these should be getting graded. I run into so many of them, I don't think of them as valuable, but I think we better test these. All right, so back to it. We got a David Morey's order for the collector booster pack. Let's go grab that. So you're saying you would like some collector booster. Let's see. Here it is. I think I'm almost down to these. When I'm sold out, I don't know if I'm going to replace them. I mean, I suppose I could. All right. It got so late, I was falling asleep. It was for Gardevoir EX. Gardevoir EX. Oh, okay. Cool. Gardevoir. Actually, did we service your shipping order? You know what? Chris Gonzalez? You ordered shipping for your cards and slabs. John Bailey ordered 1 spot in the trade break, 1 Poke Shuffle. And you ordered a $3 grading. So we'll take a look into that in just 1 second, Chris, because I don't think I got that shipping done. We got to get you shipped, but I can't actually remember if we got it done. Here's Insectoid Exterminator, Retro Mutation, Shredder's Revenge. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Here's Mechanized Ninja Cavalry, Illegitimate Business. Here's, boy, they're super noisy out there. What are they doing? Here's New Generations Technique, Brilliance Unleashed, Shredder Unrelenting. He's a ninja. Here's Thriving Moor. Here's Swamp. Toka Razar, Terrible Twos. Rocksteady Mutant Marauder. Michelangelo, Weirdness to 11. Ronin's Arsenal. Wow, that's cool as hell, man. Why don't they make Ninja Turtles like this anymore? I mean, this looks super cool. And then we got Southwind Avatar and Mutagen. Cool. There we go. Well, how did Quip get #1? That doesn't even make sense. I guess that means she goes on the giveaway. That makes no sense at all. She doesn't hang out in the stream. How do they hand out the crown? Maybe she does hang out in the stream and she doesn't like to say it. It's wigged. The points are broken, says Tammy. There it is. Yeah, Tammy's definitely talked more. It is. Maybe it's because her messages are so tasteful, right? Maybe Quip does such tasteful messages that the maybe the YouTube crown system reads what the message is, and then it goes, okay, well, this is a really good comment, and so we got to give it extra points. There you go. All right. Let's see. So that's for Mr. David with the D. David. He's going to be over here. She's always lurking to see if Mr. talks crap. Hey! I would never sometimes do that. Let's see, Mr. David. Let's grab this. Put this here. She's listening to see if I'm going to be crazy in the future. Family man kills his 3 children and throws himself out a 2nd-story window. Man. All right, Dave. All right, David. So we took care of that. Chris G. Shipping for Chris Gonzalez. All right, Chris. Here's your baggie. Let's go looking for that Gardevoir. All right, you ready? Here's the Gardevoir. Time for some pre-grading. Okay. So it is thin on the top. You can see the off-centering on the back too. See that? Between the left and the right there. So there's some centering there. There's also some top-bottom off-centering, which is more visible in the front. So the top bottom off centering, it's visible from here. So your card looks very pretty and it's got good corners and edges, but it does have an off centering problem that's severe enough for it to be a 9. All right, we're gonna write 9 right on her gown so you can see it. There it is, Gardevoir 9. Shipping time for Chris Gonzalez. Thanks, Chris. Chris, is he here? Chris Gonzalez. Let's get his label together. Now's probably a good time to make that eBay label too. I gotta make some eBay labels. Whew. It's always the centering. Well, if it's not the centering, it's something else, you know? So it's always something. We got that Team Rocket label made, right? Yeah, we did. All right, so that's loading. Let's head over here to eBay while it's loading. So the Gardevoir gets a 9 for off centering. All right, we're gonna hit print on this. So wait, let me see this one. So this guy ordered 2 display stands. We're gonna hit, oh, that's really heavy. So no, this is quite small. All right, we're gonna hit print on the shipping label there. Am I the one providing the shipping or does he do the shipping? Because if it's free shipping, then I make virtually $0 on this. I'm gonna have to take a look at the way the shipping works on these stands. Is it worth it to buy Lord of the Rings movies in 4K? I've never seen them. 2 stands. All right, so I have to take a look into our eBay listing for the stands because I think they're designed that I'm supposed to pay for the shipping on them, but then they make virtually like, oh, they can make negative money even. So here's a Jacob Chickering. He ordered 6 of them. 6 of the stands. And this should say 0. And this should say like maybe 8 maybe. Okay, we're gonna hit print on this. Okay. Oh, a crown, huh? Quip, you had the crown. We have to put you in the giveaway. Yeah, the #1 crown. All right. Now, let's go print this label for Mr. Chris G now. There it is. It's all good to go. All right. Mr. How important is grading to the hobby? Oh, it's a huge deal. Super, 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 super important. If there was no grading, the hobby would basically not be worth very much. It's about being able to prove that a card is real and being able to agree on how good the condition of the item is. So it's actually really, really important for collecting. Now, of course, if they screw up the authentication, that's no good, because it kind of makes you lose faith in the authentication process. But I'm assuming they got really strict controls on that these days, especially for the cards that are most desirable to fake. Okay, now that's done, but I would like to quickly look into my listing for those stands and see how the shipping is structured. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. So it's going to be right over... Here it is. And we're going to hit revise. I'm third-rate duelist with the fourth-rate deck. What? Miss Alexis just said she's coming over now. Shipping. Ah, we made shipping free for buyer. Oops. So packaging details should be that these weigh about 1 ounce. Okay, we'll hit done on that. And this should not be free for buyer. Buyer pays calculated shipping. All right, USPS ground advantage is correct. We're going to hit done on that. And we're going to hit revise. There we go. The problem is, you know, the shipping becomes an issue if a person only buys one of them, because it's $4 to buy it, but shipping can be $5 or $6. So I can go negative on the sale of this product. Like, that's not very smart. There we go. Let's see what you guys are saying. No, I see it go up to 5 XP, then it just goes down to 0. So Quip had the crown, you know. I'm thinking we got to put her on this giveaway. Where was it? What was the item? What was the giveaway item? I don't even remember. Here it is. It's Princess Peach. Wow, I think we're going to have to put Quip on it. She had the crown. All right, let's get that dice rolling. You ready? Landing on 15 for Miss Kayla. Kayla's going to pull it. Congratulations to Kayla. She just pulled a brand new slab, PSA 10. Kayla? You can't have a crown if you're sleeping with the host. I beg to differ. You should definitely have a crown if you're sleeping with the host. Actually, double crown for you. I beg to differ. As the host, let me share my opinion on this subject. Let's see. It's the other way around. Double crowns. Let's see. We are looking for a giveaway now. Meow, 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 meow. All right, we got a little giveaway over here. I got like giveaways kind of saved up over time. Pretty much just a pile of goofy ass slabs. If these could stop sliding around, that would be perfect. So CS-Men and Alexis are already on this one. Cool. Who's next? We got an order from Hathim for Jujutsu Kaisens. He's sniping you, dude. Hathim the sniper, they call him. Here comes. Ugh. All right, Mr. Hathim, good luck in there. 4. He said, I missed the first snipe. I'll get the next one. He might get it. Quick, give me up on the giveaway card too, TCC. I'm your #1 fan this afternoon. I don't know. We just handed a spot away. I think we got to wait like 15 minutes to give people a chance to steal the crown. You better hold on to it. I don't know what the trick is to holding on to it. Let me see if it's more stable on mobile and it's just broke on PC. Here's some hollows. Here's... You did snipe. You got Kento Nanami. All right, star Kento Nanami. Here's Kento Nanami. There we go. I know what it is. They give the crown to whoever's nicest to me. That's what it is. There we are. So if you're mean, they take it away from you. They say, nah, you're mean. So you have this big fat baggie. I'm on mobile. It's still bugged. No, not my crown. I still have 5 on mobile. All right, very good. We have an order from Mark J. Valerian for 10 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity V. Yu-Gi-Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's see what the likes are looking like. We got 27 likes. Hey, you guys actually did a really good job on the likes. We want to have about whatever the viewership is, we want half of that to be likes. So if we got 60 people, 30 likes would be great. All right, now what we got here? We got Yu-Gi-Oh! Snip number 1. Snip number 2. And snip number... Karis is just waiting for me to get off stream because I'm going to go give her the hokey pokey for 45 minutes when we're done. There we are. She's probably just sitting there like, come on, get off the stream. Here's Night Sword. What? We got Night Sword Serpent. Ooh, Eldritch, the Golden Lord. That sounds like something out of Dark Souls. All right. Here's Lingbiro. You got Lingbiro. And I hit the like button too, that's why. Boop. Oh, he hit the like button. See, I told you guys. Ooh, there we go. Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon overframe. All right, hitting that overframe finally. Takes a while, huh? So these overframes are not every box. Maybe every 2 boxes. Maybe 3 boxes. I can't tell. Here's Umbral Horror. 45 seconds of it's okay, brother. We've all been there. What? All right, here's... These are basically like bulk, man. They give you all these hollers. There's no way these are valuable. Dark Magician might be valuable, though. He's kind of cool, huh? We just throw a fit. Here's Primitive Dragon. Taking my life back. No! It is Jarvis. Play 90s music. We've got a Stellar of the White Forest. The White Forest, huh? Why not the multiracial forest? Racist! Here it is. Jarvis, strangle my 3 children. All right, Mr. Mark. Got some of these bonus cards. You got the desirable overframe out of 10 packs. Not bad. Cool, man. And then you got a round of the bulk cards here. All right, and let's go find your bag. Are you going to carry Lorcana? In fact, we carry it right now. We got Lorcana right here. Attack of the Vine. I think it's like $12. I don't know. You can check you can check the website for the price. I can check the website for the price. I'm the host. We placed this guy up here for $12. That's right, $12 a pack. Mr. Mark, he's the guy. There we go. Nobody has pulled the big chase card out of it, by the way. It's a Winnie the Pooh card. He's like a mage. It looks awesome. I'll show you $12, mister. There you go. You know, my usual price. Very nice. All right. Very good. If you don't pay, I send my pimp Tammy after you. Here's Mark J. Valerian, CGC grading for the Dark Magician. All right, let's grab that real fast. Honey Wizard Pooh. Yeah, I don't know. Would he be a wizard? Winnie the Pooh is a wizard, huh? It's interesting stuff. Hi, did you decide if I can buy 1 Red Decker PokeBruhs PSA 10? As usual, I'm open-minded to it. It's just a matter of price. What price would you like to pay for it? It's about price, okay? So, you know, I don't want to sell one for cheap. There you go. Did you get my website order? I'm sure I did. We're still working on Mr. Mark J. Valerian here. He waited a little while. There we go. Pull that back out. We're sending this one off to CGC. Buy the Tyranitar and Pikachu sublist breaks. All right. Ooh, lovely. That looks cool, man. C for CGC. I said Dark Magician. He said Dark Magician. You said Dark Magician, and my brain said, send the overframe. I'm just kind of running on autopilot a little bit today, it seems. Probably because I didn't get my energy drink. That's a weird-looking Dark Magician. He's evolved. You know, it's Pokemon. Do you personally own any Gold Mega 2025, 2026 Pokemon cards in PSA 10? You know, that's a great question. You could ask that question over a consultation. We do consultations now. You can ask me all the investing questions you want. Here we are. And I'll tell you the truth on all of it, okay? Yep. Luz is asking strictly money-related questions. There you go. That's a money-related question. You're trying to make a money decision. Put this over here. Very good. All right. Very nice. Would you guys like it better if it was over text rather than over a phone call? Because I realize some people are probably phone shy. All right, Dark Magician. Going right over here. He's shooketh. All right. Whew, that's done. Now, the next order is... We have Mr. Shahir. He says 7 of the Terra Festival gatherings. Yes. Crazy how fast the time moves. There we go. No truths during the stream. Duh, says Smoked Out Turtle. I can answer you, but you know, if you want the actual answer, you gotta sit down and ask me some you know, real thoughts on investing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to make sure you're aware that we have that. That's all. There you go. All right. My thoughts about what to buy and what not to buy, I think, are actually pretty valuable because it's based off of lots and lots and lots and lots of experience. It's also based off of an observation of a very large collection that I own. And so I own cards over many sets, and I've watched them move up and down over time, and that helps inform what I buy next. I also, you know, remember how the market changed over time, back and forth. So I feel like I have something valuable to share. Here we go. That's all loose packs, right? If not, I'll send for the rest. Yeah, so it looks like there's 2 packs left. And so you can send for those 2 packs if you want them as well. Let me know before I start opening these, okay? Overframe Dragon is 55 on TCG. Mister is off today. That's a weird looking Dark Magician. Let's see. No Truth during the stream. S550. All right. I'll send just in case. Let me pull them on up here, and let's get a fresh box of the EVs. Ah, my knee. I used to be an adventurer. You know what? Yeah, I'll open another box. I used to be an adventurer, too, before I took an arrow to the knee. Climbing over here. Ba-doo-ba-doo-be-doo. Boop. There we go. That joke is 20 years old. The kids won't get it. I don't think there are many kids in here. I think it's actually mostly boomers like us. Actually, I know there's mostly boomers in here because that's what the data says on YouTube. You know who's in here? 30-year-olds. Almost exclusively. There's a couple younger people who are like in their 20s. Then there's also some older people in the 40, 50, and 60s. So those are a smaller demographic. And then almost everybody is in their 30s in this channel right now. Not true. I'm 40. I'm 31. Oof, I joked it was 20, but it actually 15 years old this year. Probably a stupid question. Do you make more on slabs you buy and sell years later or the stream? That is another money question. Feel free to reach out to me and do a consultation. Louis, you're interesting because you really just want to buy my very best slabs and you want to buy them cheap, and then you want me to give up all my secrets about how to make money. So you're very money-minded about the hobby, and we can sit down and I'll actually share pretty valuable information with you if you want. But I'm not going to do it for free, okay? All right, I'm going to hit refresh on this. You ask me, like, you could ask me also, how do you run a profitable rip and ship channel? You can ask me exactly what should I buy next. You can ask me what are the worst investments in the hobby right now. And then there's stuff that I generally say, and then there's like what I actually think about it. And so if you ever sit down and do a consultation, I'll tell you what I actually think about everything. Kind of like in the past when I revealed I was buying rocket returns, I'll just tell you that. So I'll tell you exactly what I'm buying. You know, I'll give you like what I really think of things. I even have like data. Like I have, I actually have seen how the hobby has moved because of, well, I won't say how, but there's a piece of software I use. So, you know, I have lots of opinions that I really don't talk a great deal about. And I know everyone does. There's probably guys bigger than me who have it. Like GameStop probably has an opinion. They probably track prices. PSA probably has opinions. So I don't think they give out any information though. I might though. I'm just a YouTuber. And I can give you all kinds of tips as well, like things to avoid, like problems I've ran into, stuff like that. I can tell long stories about unique scenarios that occurred over time. Like I probably could just write a book right now on my experiences. And even if it doesn't cover all the vast knowledge of the hobby, those experiences still share a lot of, you know, ideas and experiments that went well or went wrong for me over time. Mister, do you think it's important to buy Pokemon days that end in Y? That's a great question. If you pay me, I'll tell you, Kayla. No, I'm just kidding, but I get that. But, you know, I want to offer a way to sort of release some of my knowledge. It's just that some of it's kind of sensitive, and I don't always want to talk about it. And so you know, the consultations may be just a way to do that. Now, alternatively to that, I've had other ideas. Let me check for this real fast. Mr. Shahir, has this come in? So I've thought about creating a channel where, okay, hold on. We're waiting for Mr. Shahir's order. Let me hit refresh on this. I've thought about maybe creating like a channel in Discord, and it's a paid channel. And so you can get in there onto the paid channel, maybe for like a monthly fee, and maybe the fee's not very expensive. And anyone in the channel can ask these questions, and then I'll fulfill the answer to it. But I don't know, because it creates like a record, and I don't know, I haven't really decided what the best strategy is. I probably ought to ask AI. He's doing the math. Sunday, Monday. Oh yes, that's another one. Sent it through Venmo since it was a smaller amount. Ah, perfect. All right, there we go. All right, there it is. Let's get it. What's up, Eddie Man? Wow, Eddie Man. Sending out some memberships. There we go. I think I'm very confident I can help people make money with some of the things that I've learned over time. There it is. And the problem with the kind of stuff that, look at that, you got Cobalion on the very first pack too. Actually, that was from the bonus packs you just opened. So those were the most important packs. So I feel confident that what I can share with you would improve what you're buying and not buying. And you know, the moment we push that information out publicly, the less valuable it becomes over time. And so that's the problem. It's like if you want to try and pick what you think is most valuable, most successful, that could quickly change what people are buying and what they're not buying. And the market on those items can rapidly change. You know, it only takes a couple people, especially people who have like money in their pocket, you know. So if you got somebody who's got like $10,000 to spend, they can start pushing or changing that market really fast. And, you know, so I would love to find some way to make it valuable or worthwhile to sort of like share in my actual private thoughts about the market in a way that, I don't know, maybe I can sell something that I've learned over time. And I got to retire someday too. I'm going to have heart surgery someday. I'm going to have cancer surgery someday. I'm going to need dental someday. So, you know, if I've got 7 years of experience in a tradables, collectibles market, and some of that information I've gathered is useful or valuable, or I'm able to communicate it in a way that helps transform the way you think about, you know, what do I do with my money in here to optimize it or to make it profitable? If I'm able to do that for you, well, I'd like to get maybe a little kickback off of that. And the question is, how valuable is that information? And that's a great question. Maybe it's only worth 20 bucks. I don't think it's worth nothing though. And I don't know how you pick a number for it. But again, if it's just something I'm saying over and over again over the public radio, it's not valuable anymore. Maybe like the Coca-Cola formula for their soda, right? Well, if they're just sharing it over and over again, it doesn't have any value anymore. And so something like that. We are. All right. Let's see. So that's for you, Mr. Shahir. The box ends up being a Cobalion box. You get a lot of nice other pretty cards. You got a Master Ball Okie Dokie. That's pretty good. Look at that. Very nice. All right. Put that there and put that there. It's the Krabby Patty Secret Formula. Let's see. Mr. Mark with an M. No, not Mr. Mark. Mr. Shahir with an SH. Let's grab your box. There we go. Oh, we have 2 SH boxes, don't we? Yes, yes, we got one just for you. We're still looking, by the way, the reason he opened that, we're still looking for the alternative art Sylveon that's exclusive to the Chinese version of Terra Festival. So there's an exclusive artwork of Sylveon in here. Still time to snatch it. Mr. changed my collecting strategy with his free information on stream and not realized it. Yeah, I think we helped some people, actually. I think some people made some of their choices around maybe just copying what I was doing, you know, and talking about it, or, you know, helping framing something as complex as like getting into the collectibles market. Everyone's got their ideas, everyone's got their opinions, everyone's got their strategies and tips and all that. And mine might not be perfect, or maybe mine don't encompass the entire market. You never know, right? Like there's probably infinite things you could say about what's going on out there. But there clearly are some mechanics that are at play, you know, like psychological mechanics, not unlike the stock market or anything like that, right? And so, but, you know, being able to frame that sort of like the basic principles of it in a way that's relatable to collectibles, and being able to sort of share pretty heavily learned insights that you could only learn from direct, real experimentation. I think some of that's valuable. How did Mark get 100 XP? Yo, Mark's at 100 XP. Man, that guy's got a crown. Let's put him on the list. Here you go, Mark. I'll put you down as Mac V. All right, so there we go. I just don't know how to create a space that makes the most sense for you to go retrieve that knowledge from me. So maybe I should just try to write a book or something, but I don't even know if people would. It's almost, isn't it weird? Like writing a book in 2026 is almost like embarrassing. Like, what are you doing, writing a book? Loser. Here's Nicholas Pacheco. Pre-grade my Topps Bulbasaur and Rainbow Spearow. Ooh, okay. Well, you got a really heavy box. Let's go grab it. Ugh. Okay. So here's the Spearow. And what was the other one? It was Topps Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. Now I gotta warn you, Topps cards are notoriously hard to grade, so don't get your hopes up too high now that we're officially grading them. Hey, what's up, Miss Alexis? Are you here already, Miss Alexis? I didn't actually have the shipping ready. I can get it ready for you. The front's looking good so far. Miss Alexis has some deep in. Just checking in currently in Mister's driveway. She's preparing to kill us. Let's see. Miss Alexis, what are your thoughts on the current Pokemon market? Let's see. Let's see. We'll go ahead and brush that. Nope. So that is some kind of hairline scratch right there. I don't know why it exists there. Look at that. See that? All right, so that's going to do you on the front. Let's check the back, though. Your card has a notch right there on the upper left. Also, that corner's not perfect. Okay, look at that. See that? That's like a perfect corner right there. Now, look at this corner. See how it's got like a little reflection right at the tip, so that's problematic. Okay, that's pretty clean. Overall, it's a pretty clean card. It's too bad about that scratch on the front, because you might actually be able to adjust these somewhat. These two issues right here might be manipulatable with the pressure. But this guy in the front is not fixable as far as I can tell. What exactly is it? Just some kind of hairline scratch, I guess. That's too bad, man. All right, Bulbasaur is going to get a 9. It's a very nice card. All right, Bulbasaur 9. Is submarining ready? My thoughts on the market, get money. My thoughts on currently with Tonkatsu Ramen. There we go. I tried that Tonkatsu Ramen at that shop, and it was just like, it was okay. There you are. I don't know if it's the real deal. They had ramen shops in St. Louis, Alexis, where they would actually cook the, they would do it like the authentic way, where you get like the pork bones and you pressure cook them in these giant pots. I don't think that was what they had in that restaurant. It is the emulsified, you know, fat or whatever getting into your soup. So, let's see. Ooh, I prefer pho to ramen. You know, I called it pho because it looks like it should be pronounced pho. Who the hell decided it would be pronounced pho? We're gonna give this guy 9 right on his forehead. Okay, no, I love it. I've been to a few. I'm sure they are using QuickBase. Here's Spearow. Here we are. All right, we've got, here's Spearow. Ooh. Look at all that. Ooh. So this card, even if it was clean on the front, it's got this weird diagonal thing going right here through the center. See that? I don't know why that happens with some Topps cards. It's got to be something with the production of the card. But I think that's enough to disqualify it from being a 10 right there. But then you also have this, so this is the effect of stickiness on the card right here. So sadly, this one didn't peel well. Some of the other ones have peeled well, but not this one. Then there's some slight wisps, I call them wisps, on the top of the edge, but weirdly not on the left, not on the bottom. So weird. Man, this is so hard to get a 10 on a rainbow card. But I'm going to go ahead and hand out what I think probably is going to end up being the grade for this card. Probably between a 5 and a 7. I'm going to go with the 6. Let's go in between. So there's going to be a 6, okay? So you're, that's a terrible looking 6. Spear's going to end up with the 6. Bulbasaur is going to end up with the 9. There you have it. My first time eating pho was in San Francisco. TOG, I don't know about the best, but you ain't wrong either. Yeah, are you ready to go to Las Vegas? Oh, yeah. All right. Grabbing this. Alexis says she and her family are all moving out to Las Vegas and that she'd love to get into the card encapsulation business. There we go. Oh, I'm not going to put that in the top loader. It's actually pretty cool out there. That's why we chose it. We've been to Tennessee now, Nashville, Tennessee, and we went to Las Vegas. And Las Vegas has like the whole strip thing going on, and it's okay. But what was really neat about it is 30 minutes away from the strip, they're building these really beautiful neighborhoods in the mountains, and they're all brand new. They built them in the last like 5 years even. So brand new neighborhoods with fresh parks, clean grass, cute little, families out there. It actually felt very family friendly, which is what Karis and I we're looking for that. And but it's far away from the strip, so it's all the way out there. And but it's the desert too, so it's tricky. It's tricky. It depends on if you think that the desert's any good, but I thought it was pretty cool actually. Surprising amount of vegetation. It's like they're aware of it. They plant like these eucalyptus trees and these palm trees. They're pretty neat. Sorry. I was thinking about moving to northern Nevada. Yeah, so we look into that a lot too. There's Reno. Reno's pretty cool. It is tempting. It has more of a when I look at northern Nevada, it's got the trees and the grass, and so you think, okay, that's better, right? But the truth is they have way fewer people there. About 1/6 the amount of people live in Reno than live in Vegas. And so part of the reason for Vegas is, besides all the conventions that would benefit the channel, they just have, a lot of food. They have like an Asia town where they got all the delicious food, and they got just a lot more businesses are open up there. That means more jobs. It means more development are going to occur. But Reno's obviously very pretty, and there's been some developments for like big businesses. Like I guess Tesla has like a battery place out there now. So that's pretty cool. Reno's not bad either. I like Reno and Las Vegas. It's just when you stack them up over and over and over and over again, which I've done like relentlessly for like 1,000 hours, I think Las Vegas is a clear winner over Reno. Reno's also very cold, by the way. So if you like the cold, I noticed Reno has a really cold period. Compare that to Las Vegas. Here's what's interesting about Las Vegas. They got this portion of it. I told you with the families and this brand new, beautiful neighborhoods. They're built up by the mountain. Well, the elevation is so much higher there. It's about 10 degrees cooler than the rest of Las Vegas. So they don't even experience the extreme heat over there. And they get snow in the winter. So if you get to the very top of that area, the whole area changes for you. It doesn't feel like Las Vegas quite as much. It's got these beautiful mountains in the background. They do plant vegetation out there. It's about 10 degrees cooler. So they say it's about 8 degrees cooler, but we were testing it out, and it gets quite a bit cooler at the very top. So if you're on the lower part of the mountain, yeah, it starts to warm up. Even every mile you drive, it warms up. But the very top, it significantly cools off. And so we're probably going to do that. We're going to try and buy one of those plots at the very top, as far back as we can get it. And that takes you about as far away from the strip too as possible. And it's like at that point, you're 30 minutes away from the center where everyone talks about Vegas. It's almost like its own separate city. Like out in, in Missouri, you've got like St. Louis. Well, like 30 minutes away, you got St. Charles. And they're like two different universes. They're like totally different places. All right. I'm talking. Let me go ahead and put this away. Expanding on my husband's career without being too close to city life, but somewhere I can get into real estate with. They got a ton of houses out there too. So, there's a lot of places to move. Here are some of my thoughts on it, Alexis. If you guys are making the same thoughts we are. Texas, miserably hot, pretty much like Las Vegas, but actually extremely humid too. Florida, miserably hot, only summer, and miserably humid. Then you got Tennessee. Tennessee is actually a pretty good one. It's a lot like Missouri. We went over there. They don't get an extreme summer the way that the southern states do. They don't get an extreme winter either. Actually, Camdenton's winter is more extreme than Tennessee's, like Knoxville and Nashville. So we really liked Tennessee. Tennessee's actually still in play. We've got like 6 minutes to make a final choice, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Las Vegas. So then Las Vegas was the last one we tested. We actually went to Las Vegas, and it was great. We were like really surprised by it. It was we didn't want to make a choice where to move until we actually went to all the places, and it was so clean. It was shocking how clean it was. Everything's freshly constructed. All the roads are nice and wide. They got these huge roads, all fresh. No bugs, no birds, nothing. It's just like there's nothing there. It's almost like an indoor mall, but it's so clean, it's shocking. And then, they have like this gigantic mall called the Fashion Show Mall. And so you got a nice place to shop if you want to go shopping. And they got a couple other shopping places as well. But it was really the mountains that was the convincing part. So when we got close to the very top of the mountain where they're still building homes, we're like, oh my God, it's like Colorado or something. And I never, ever, ever thought of Vegas that way, probably because they only now just built those homes over there. They hadn't done it before. They had been expanding into that area for a while, but it's like only in the last 5 years they got that close. And so when you get to the very top of that hill and the temperature cools down by like 10 degrees, and you're like, oh, that's pretty doable. And it's just very beautiful, actually. Shockingly beautiful. They got they call it like Red Rock Canyon or something like that. It's like you're on Mars a little bit. You get like these brown rock mountains and then these red rock mountains as well. And they kind of mix together and you're like, what the hell? This is kind of cool, actually. So that was our experience. And we're like, well, we've done what Tennessee is. We've lived in Missouri our whole lives. So Tennessee is like Missouri with 5% savings on your income tax. And it's a rapidly expanding place with a lot of jobs going in there. But we like also Nevada's proximity to California, so you can visit it very easily. And we also like that there's a lot of Pokemon card conventions, which matches my business type. So it's like, kind of makes sense. Anyways, I love San Diego. Other ideas, East Coast. Yeah, so we were tempted by Myrtle Beach, and it's still an okay idea. However, ultimately, if we had to move today, it would be to Tennessee. We'd go to a lake house in Tennessee. Myrtle Beach is like a beach option where you get water there. But, it's going to be humid, and really we are concerned about hurricanes. So if we got this $1 million Pokemon card collection, let's keep it where there's no hurricanes. Just kind of common sense. Save us the business of having to insure it all, right? We don't want to insure it all. It's 6:25. I should get that shipping ready for Alexis, guys. Let me check the queue. Let's see if there's anything going on in the queue. Mr. Shahir, we took care of that already. Yeah, so, there's no tornadoes, no hurricanes, no forest fires going on in Las Vegas. They got a lot of card shows over there. That fits really well for me in particular. You might have other priorities. But, I really get a sense that when those neighborhoods that they're freshly building are all filled up with families, I get a sense that they're going to probably develop a lot of family-friendly projects out there. And we're actually looking for that. Like, we're not actually looking to gamble or any of the other crazy stuff people do in Vegas. We're pretty boring people. We're pretty milquetoast kind of people. Karis and I, we're very boring. We just kind of stay at home all day. We're looking for a place where you could probably raise a family, because that's just how my brain operates. It just says, okay, how do I optimize for all these things as well as I can? So right now, the top choices: Reno, Las Vegas, and then on the Tennessee side, Nashville, Knoxville. So those are the 4 options. Nashville, it's okay. Knoxville, I think I lean toward Knoxville, but then there's Reno would probably be in second place and Las Vegas first place. So that's how I've kind of ranked them. For the next 10 years, we're going to try to gather up a bunch of property. I hear you. I think everyone goes through this, what you're describing, called wanting to be a landlord. And Karis and I have kind of been a landlord for the last couple of years. I don't want to spoil your dream, by the way, so don't let me spoil your dream. But our experiences, we didn't like it. Renting out the rental property and then renting out the lake house was actually a big pain in the ass. I'd rather just have a job. And then you just take a job and have fun with the money you earn, and then you're done. Because when you landlord, the profit margin is very slim. It could be as low as like 6% or 7%. And if the house doesn't constantly go up, you're screwed. And the people who rent it have no respect for the property. They think you're a bad guy because you're a landlord owner. So they crank the AC to 60 and they ruin the inside of the home. And then the property managers, if you have one, they all want tons of money to do anything for you. They don't want to do it for free. And then the people who service the house do a bad job and you still have to pay them. And, you know, and then your neighbor complains that your grass is wrong or something. And then there's rules like HOA rules. Then you have to buy, get this, Alexis, you have to buy insurance so that if somebody injures themselves on your property, when they sue you, not if, when they sue you, the insurance covers the lawsuit. So if you buy a home to rent to somebody else, they're going to cut themselves on a piece of wood that they think you should have, I don't know, sanded or something like that. And then they're going to sue you for as much money as they can. And so in order to protect yourself from the lawsuit, not only do you have to do mountains of paperwork to hide how the property is owned, you do still end up buying renter's insurance to protect yourself from lawsuit. And so you do a mountain of paperwork. And then after all this, for just 2 homes, you know how much taxes you have to like do paperwork on? Like forget about paying the taxes. You do hours of paperwork to get all the taxes just right with a tax accountant and a tax lawyer who make sure you're not doing it wrong so that the government can come after you because you did it wrong. Oh, you didn't pay these houses right? Oh, we're going to come after you for taxes. So our experience with landlording has been awful. I would never do it again. We're going to liquidate these properties and I'm just going to make money having a job and then I'll buy stocks or Pokemon cards because landlording's, it's for people who are really passionate, not about houses. It's for people who are really passionate about doing paperwork all day. I would describe that as landlording and dealing with typically people who have a mindset where you're a bad guy and they do not have respect for your property. They do not. Unless you can create some kind of special filter that filters out good guys from bad guys who rent your property, you're just going to get people who break chairs, break your dock, break your deck, break whatever's inside of your home, steal anything that's not nailed down. So it's like, hey, where'd all the board games go? Well, the last people who rented it took it with them. So now you have to buy new ones. So it's like the actual experience is pretty terrible. And, you know, I hated it. So we're never going to do it again. And it didn't even make any money. That's the worst part. There's all this money tied up in those properties and they didn't make any money. So you have to be the kind of person who loves putting up with a lot of BS from people who they got like mental problems and stuff like that. That's landlording. All right, let's see. Mr. I was trying to put in an order and it got declined. Chris G. So Chris, if it got declined, most likely it's a security thing. So your credit card was probably contacted by the bank to make sure that your purchase is authentic, to make sure you don't have like a stolen card or anything. So if I were you, I would just quickly call the bank. If they haven't contacted you, check your cell phone to see if you've gotten any emails or any text messages from your bank, and they may already have texted you, and just tell them, yes, it was really me, and it should be all good to go at that point. All right, so there you go. I did a lot of ranting about being a landlord. Karis and I landlorded on 2 properties for a while, and overall, the experience was very bad. And then also, we have to sell the properties now, and we're not looking forward to that. That's tough, too. So all of it's pretty crappy. Other people might have a better experience. Very capital. You have to have a ton of cash, too. Like, when something serious breaks, like an AC unit, you better have, like, $15,000 laying around. If it's truly broken, like if they can't just repair it, you better have like $15,000 because it's going to cost that to get your unit back up and running. Well, guys, it's 6:30 and Alexis is here. Let me go get all the shipping for her. The queue is empty. There's no orders in the queue, probably because I'm talking so much. Why don't you guys think about any other things you'd like to jump into, and I'll go get the shipping ready for her. I'm going to go get a big box, okay? Don't worry, guys. I'll be there in a second. Getting all the stuff. All right, let me grab some of these. We got some stuff from today that's shipping out. Listen to all those slabs, man. she has to have these stands, so I have to help her get these stands real fast. Lots of Friday shipping from the looks of it. All right. Okay. Good. All right, so I'll pick this up real fast. All right, so I got a box of shipping for you. It's a decent amount. Now, some of the stuff has sold here, called stands, and they come out of this box here. So, whew. All right. Oh, you know what? She needs 20 more of those. Wait a second. There's a little card. Almost done, guys. All right, I'm here. Did you guys enjoy my rant about being a landlord? It was an awful experience. All right, let's see. Shipping my badges? You ordered shipping on your badges. Yes, let me grab that box. She's gonna need it. Da-da-da! All right, very good. Tammy, how do you feel about pulling those badges? Do you feel proud? You know, it was terribly clever of you, Tammy. Who's got the crown now? Mark! Hey, what's up, Cheese? Cheese is looking at boobs. Very nice. How much for the Tops split? Here we are. The pack split for Tops is $28. Let's go take a look at it. What time is it? 6:35. I might accept one more order, maybe two more orders, but that's it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 here. So I know Karis and Alexis are going to talk for like an hour. I'm back to 5 points even after member gifts. Oh, you're testing it out, huh? That's curious. I mean, how does Mark have it at 1? Landlording is awful unless you miraculously get lucky. We were doing short-term rentals on the lake house and a long-term rental to Mr. John. And we ended up pouring like $10,000 fixing up the rental house, the one he was in, because he trashed it pretty badly. And now it's just sitting on a market, not selling. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. So the points are doo-doo. Tammy thinks the points are doo-doo. Come on, Tammy. The points work perfectly. Let's see what we got over here, shall we? Oh, man, that Gengar looks good. 2022 Dark Phantasma Gengar looks fantastic. Dude, I had to write a book on how to be good at Pokemon card trading. Where would I even get time to do this? You know, I used to make guides on Monster Hunter guides. There you are. No, wait a second. Let's go look them up. 55 prismatic, 55 ascended, 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 sandwiches, 55 pies. Phantasma. Gengar. Oh, there's 2 Gengars in this set. Is that right? Set this to buy it now. ChatGPT. Oh, wow. I don't even see this guy. What's his number? 023? It's weird because I think he looks really fun. Ah, there he is. All right. I found him. And I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to sell him over the cheapest buy now because I feel like once he's gone, he's hard to replace. Yeah, this one feels really nice. You guys ever notice how like the holographic cards from these sets are often way better looking than the full arts? You see this? Here's what's fascinating about it. It looks like an artwork. He's on a chandelier. He's making a face. Compare that to like the full arts or the EXs. Those just look like computer generated images. So when you open a booster box of cards, you get like hollows, and those are treated kind of like, you know, kind of junkish. And then you get like the EXs and you get the full arts, and all those just look terrible. But the hollows still look kind of interesting. Then you get to the alt arts like the ARs and the SIRs, and those are obviously very valuable because they're rare. But sometimes, you know, sometimes a good hollow is not bad either. It just depends on which one. Here he is. But you know what? He's not going for very much. That's the even all these years later, 4 years later, he doesn't go for that much. And I guess that's because the hollows are common, ultimately. So that's their weakness. If this wasn't common, this would be an expensive card. All right. I'm going to set this to the side. You're going to go up into that box. Also, we've got this Tyler Land. Tyler Land. He put this up for sale. I'm probably about to buy this because I need some more cards. I can tell you that. Gengar 047. Yes, so we're going to pay him out. It's going to be 64 times 75, $48. His payout is $48. Let's see if he already has a store credit card. Let's see. Surprised nobody else bought this because it's really nice. Can't go wrong with the Gengar, right, guys? Okay, let's go get a fresh energy card. Get him a fresh store credit. $48. There it goes. And that's mine now. It used to be mine. And now it's mine again. So now we got 2 Gengars that we can pop up into that Poke Shuffle or the live customs or something. The chandelier one might go in the into the live customs. Let's go create a sold history in the consignment channel so that we have a receipt so we know what happened. Gengar, Wild Force, and it's 047, huh? Or 47, sold for 64. All right, there goes. Good. Set these down to my side. Gotta get some good cards up here. Well, up in the Poke Shuffles and the live customs for sure. All right, let's see if any kind of orders came in. These are the last orders of the stream. Hey, what's up, Soul Despair? It looks to me like we're all done. I don't see any more orders. So after Miss Alexis joined and we went on our epic rant, the stream kind of wrapped up there. Who else has a crown other than Mark? Mark got a spot. Who's got crown number 2? Anybody? Crown number 2 is held by Miss Alexis? Isn't she already on here? We gave her a free spot some time ago. And then Haunter's Hobbies. All right, Haunter's Hobby, you're number 3. I mean, technically, yeah, she can have another one. You know why? Because we gave her that a long time ago, and she was present today and got it. And then Haunted Hobbies. Oh, you didn't have the crown now, though. Should it still count? You're talking now. You don't have the crown. Who's got the crown right now? Wait, can I see it right here? Oh, okay. So it says Mark, then Quip, and then Miss Alexis. Well, we can't hand it out to Quip again. She already got put into a different one. How did Alexis get it so fast? And then it's Haunter's Hobbies right after. I'll put you in here, Haunter's Hobbies. Here we go. What I love about the crown system is that it's fair and everyone knows how it works. It was a penny order, says Mark. When you were ranting, Oh, okay. Let me take a quick look. You said you sent in a penny order. Let me take a look at that. May I give away the Yu-Gi-Oh! Overframe card to a lucky person? You can run it as long as you can. Nice. All right, so that is going to be a pretty sexy giveaway, I think. You want to give your Overframe away? That's so fascinating. All right. So we have an upcoming Mark giveaway. Maybe I'll just set this one to the side then, because that one can always be continued later. And this one will be the new giveaway. This is the Mark giveaway. We'll keep those other spots active, but we'll start a new one for tonight. Okay, so you guys got to be there for the nighttime stream. All right. I don't want you guys missing this beautiful Overframe Yu-Gi-Oh card. And we'll have to design a way to give it out. Also, I want to hear some of your guys' ideas on what kind of events to run. We got one event for Tuesdays. It's called Ladies Night. I want to hear some other ideas. Maybe we can have one night where we do Who's That Pokemon. So that's a possibility. If everyone knows what night we run it on, then it's very easy to join it. Totally fair, my ass. Tammy, you gotta stop talking about your butt, Tammy. You can't be doing that, Tammy. This is a room full of guys. We are. They're picking on me. We get it, Tammy. You've got a nice butt. Yeah, that's Mark. Guys Week. Yeah, it's Guys Day every day. Let's see. Degenerate Gambler Night. Yeah, I don't know. We could do, I mean, you could say every night is Degenerate Gambler's Night. Something unique. So I like the idea maybe of hosting a tournament, and the tournament could be Who's That Pokemon. So Who's That Pokemon Night could be a thing. I miss Who's That Pokemon. I was a good host of that, you know. But of course, hosting that is a lot of effort. It's not low energy to do that. You have tons of energy to organize that. Furry Night? Oh my God, that would be so funny. Furry Night. Maybe I need to know, like, what do Pokemon card gamers, what do Pokemon card collectors have in common with each other that goes beyond just Pokemon cards? I don't know. The only one I have for sure that I really like is Ladies Night. That's the only one I know for sure. But I'd like one other rotating day maybe. Like maybe something for Sunday, because Sunday's pretty slow as well. Or maybe we should have something for the busiest day. You know, you ever think of that? Busiest day gets something? Yeah, I don't know. All right, you guys, if you think of something, let me know. I'll try to think about it too. Maybe AI can come up with some good ideas. I'm going to hop off, guys. See you later.